There are 4 factors that house the 15 Berkeley People Management competencies. The Berkeley People Management competencies, or BPM competencies, stem from the Korn Ferry Leadership Architect Competency Model. The 4th and final factor cluster in the BPM Leadership Competency Model is self. The self factor represents the competencies that impact your ability to be authentic, be open, and be flexible and adaptable. Your ability to monitor self-awareness and social perception are critical in your success as a people manager. Balancing your practice of self-reflection and feedback conversations will elevate your resiliency, agility, and growth in this space. There are 3 competencies in the self factor. Ready? Instills trust, demonstrates self-awareness, and manages ambiguity. While you are learning about the 3 self BPM core competencies, check out your companion guide to follow along. For each competency, you will notice behavioral anchors in 3 categories: skilled, overuse, and less skilled. As you learn more about each competency, circle if you've printed or bold if you're working on your computer statements that are true for you. So if you notice a behavioral anchor that is true for you when you review the items in the skilled section, circle or bold it. These are your current strengths to capitalize on. As you think about those overuse behaviors, we ask that you remember that sometimes too much of a good thing can be harmful. We all know people who are so focused on one thing or another that productivity, efficiency, and effectiveness might suffer. That's what the overuse behaviors call out. If there are statements in overuse that you find true about yourself, do the same, circle or bold them. These are the areas that you want to be mindful of and monitor. Thinking also about what needs to change to appropriately demonstrate the skill while not being so focused upon it that you're actually inadvertently causing harm or bottlenecks. And if there are items in the list of less skilled bullet points that are true for you, circle or bold those. Those in the less skilled area can be perceived as areas for your own growth and development. Items to prioritize for your role or the role that you're hopeful to grow into. Okay, so you are going to learn about the 3 BPM competencies in the self factor. Instills trust, demonstrates self-awareness, and manages ambiguity. First, instills trust, meaning gaining the confidence and trust of others through honesty, integrity, and authenticity. As a manager, you want to demonstrate these skilled behaviors in the following ways: follows through on commitments, is perceived as direct and truthful, you keep confidences appropriately, you practice what you preach, and you show consistency between words and actions. You might be thinking, well, how could I possibly be overusing instilling trust? Here are 2 items to be mindful of: pushing openness and honesty to the point of being disruptive, and coming across as overly judgmental of those not quite as overtly authentic. There are many ways to express authenticity and honesty. So let's check in on the less skilled behaviors for instills trust. Lacks consistent follow through on commitments, betrays confidences and covers up mistakes, misrepresents facts for personal gain, has trouble keeping confidences appropriately, and makes promises but doesn't always keep them. Take a few moments to bold or circle the behaviors you use at work in the skilled category, behaviors to monitor in the overuse area, and opportunities for improvement in the less skilled section. Building, instilling, revisiting, and rebuilding trust is so important to building strong partnerships for greater results. Your ability to do this often starts with your own demonstration of self-awareness, your vulnerability, your authenticity, humility, and thoughtfulness about how you show up and impact spaces. Let's think about how demonstrating self-awareness shows up in practice. Demonstrate self-awareness means using a combination of feedback and reflection to gain productive insights into personal strengths and weaknesses. To know if you are skilled here, consider these behaviors. Reflects on activities and impacts on others, proactively seeks feedback without being defensive, is open to criticism and talking about shortcomings, admits mistakes and gains insights from experiences, knows strengths, understands weaknesses, the opportunities, and your limits. All right, so now what about overusing the demonstrates self-awareness competency? How might you do that in your work sphere? You may overthink or overanalyze feedback from others, maybe self-critical to the point of risking credibility or appearing incompetent. Or you may spend too much time building self-insight and not enough time making meaningful changes to behaviors or skills for enhanced results. What about behaviors that show you are less skilled in demonstrating self-awareness? You don't reflect on past mistakes, act defensively when given feedback, are unaware of your own skills and interpersonal impact. If you notice any of these behaviors showing up in your own experience, notate those. If you need to do more digging to know which of these speak to you in the skilled, overuse, and less skilled categories, do some further processing and take some time away from your learning here, considering seeking feedback from your colleagues and those you lead. Okay, here we are, the 15th and final Berkeley People Management Leadership Competency, manages ambiguity. Our world is just that. It's ambiguous. We live in the gray matter. Your ability to navigate ambiguity will help you shine in all of these competencies. Let's learn more about manages ambiguity in practice. It means operating effectively, even when things are not certain or the way forward is not clear. Think about your strengths in this space. Here are the skilled behaviors to gauge your success. Deals with comfortability with the uncertainty of change, effectively handles risk, can decide and act without the total picture, is calm and productive even when things are up in the air, and deals constructively with problems that do not have clear solutions and outcomes. Be sure to monitor yourself for these 3 overuse behaviors. May move to conclusions or actions without enough data. May lean toward the new and the risky at the expense of proven solutions. And may not honor others' need for some level of clarity before acting. Finally, to prioritize developing your ability to manage ambiguity, think of these less skilled behaviors. Struggles to make progress when facing ambiguous or uncertain situations. Delays moving forward until all of the details are known, appears stressed when things are uncertain, and operates best when things are structured and predictable. Okay, head back to your companion guide and do a few things to reflect on the self-factor competencies. For skilled, bold or circle your strengths. For overuse, bold or circle items to monitor. For less skilled, bold or circle items you can improve upon. Start thinking through ways to maximize your strengths, close gaps in your development areas, and resolve the questions you have about the anchors that were a little bit cloudy to you. All right, nice work. You've made it through learning about the competencies in the BPM competency model. Next up, we're going to do a competency card sort, get excited, and find out the results of your 9 box, which will help us with prioritizing competencies in your development plan.